Hi everyone, this is an impromptu video for sure. I have a dear friend visiting me today, Barb, who I've known for over 30 years, and I know we're going to want to sit and visit, so I don't want to put a lot of time into meal prep. This is a casserole of sorts, but I'm going to try it in my crock pot. I usually put it in the oven, but since it's summer, I don't really want to do that. So, oddly enough, the name for it is cheesy cruncheroni, something like that. And basically you're taking 2 cups of macaroni, which I boiled to an al dente stage, not fully cooked, a can of cream of mushroom soup, can of tomato soup, 2 cups, I probably have more, of Colby cheese, 1 green pepper. You're going to need the French fried onions, small jar of pimentos diced. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? I think that's kind of it. So what we're going to try is to mix everything together, and I'm going to put it in my crock pot and let it cook all day. And then that way when it comes time for dinner, all we need to do is make a salad. So here are the ingredients again. It is 2 cups of macaroni, that's before cooking, 1 pound of ground beef, that's the part I forgot to tell you about, a can of condensed tomato soup and condensed cream of mushroom soup, 1 medium green pepper diced, 2 cups of Colby cheese, and a jar or can of French fried onions. So the next thing I'm going to do, I've got my macaroni ready, and the next thing I'm going to do is just brown the ground beef and drain it, and then I'm going to mix everything together and I'll show it to you. The ground beef is almost done browning. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand. Now, I just mix my soups together. Now, Sam does not like cream of mushroom soup. That is what the recipe calls for. He has an aversion to it. So I'm going to try this with cream of chicken soup. So we'll see what happens. I don't really think the mushroom adds that much to it, but you never know. This is an experiment today. I thought you guys might like to go along and see how it turns out. So all I'm going to do is mix this up. I drained the pimentos a little bit, just because there's a lot of liquid on top, and I didn't really want to put all that in here. So I'm just going to add them in. And my green pepper, which is, like I said, 1 chopped green pepper. It's hard to do this with one hand. And then I'm just going to mix this up. Typically, you'd put all this in a big bowl, and then you add the macaroni to this mixture, and the ground beef to this mixture. But I'm trying to kind of get a step ahead of myself while that ground beef is browning. I know it doesn't look very appetizing when you're mixing it, but it is very tasty. And the pimento and the pepper, everything just comes together and adds nice flavor. Kids seem to like this too, even though it's got vegetables in it. It goes a long way. It's pretty inexpensive to make, and it'd be good for a potluck. So let's move on to the ground beef. My ground beef is browned, and now I'm going to mix it all together. I've got everything in here except the cheese and the jerky French fried onions. Typically, if you're making this in the oven, you want to mix this up and put half of it aside, and then you excuse me, and then you layer like a baking pan with half of the mixture, and top that with cheese and the jerky, half of the cheese and half of the French fried onions. And then you put the remainder on top, and then top it all with the remainder of the cheese only. This is if you're baking it in the oven. And then the last 10 minutes or so, you sprinkle jerky French fried onions on top. But this is an experiment. I like to do experiments. And if you're seeing this video, it must have tasted okay, or I would not post it. Just crack myself up. But anyway, what I'm going to do is kind of push some of this aside, make like a separate layer, just mix the cheese in, like half of the cheese, and then I'm going to put cheese over the whole top of it, and cheese and onions. So we'll move along. I'm sorry this sounds so confusing, but like I said, it's an experiment to me, and I just want to see how it's going to come out. I have had it in here an hour or so, and I had it on low, so I decided to turn it up to high. It is about 1:30 right now. No, we won't eat dinner till later, but I wanted to turn it on high a little while just to see if it would get bubbly. But it's looking good. So far, so good. I wanted you to take a look at this. It's looking good. I had it on high for probably 3 hours, and now I turned it on low. It is 10 after 4 on Saturday, and I'm going to leave it on low to get ready to eat, but it looks pretty good. Well, folks, here is the finished product. As you can see, someone took a taste. We're going to go enjoy it with the salad, but I think it turned out pretty good. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll give it a try. Bye-bye for now.